Welcome back to Keep Up channel. Charlie Kirk's devastated wife Erika breaks into tears as she gives passionate tribute to MAGA star and makes defiant promise. Erika Kirk, wife of slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk, made her first public address since her husband's assassination on Friday evening and promised to continue the political movement her husband started. Speaking next to the empty chair once used by Charlie in his studio, Erika addressed an online audience of around 200,000 viewers just after 8:25 p.m. During an emotional speech, she called on Kirk's followers to become members of a church before making a vow to her late husband. "Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby," she said. "I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen." Her address came only hours after the man alleged to have shot and killed her husband was identified and arrested. Wiping away tears, Erika Kirk thanked President Donald Trump and his family for their support after the shooting. "Mr. President, my husband loved you. And he knew that you loved him too. He did. Your friendship was amazing. You supported him so well, as did he for you," she said. She also thanked Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife Usha for bringing him home. Erika began her 15-minute-long address after making a silent prayer. Overcome with emotion, she thanked employees of Turning Point USA, which her husband co-founded. "My heart is with every one of my husband's employees who lost a friend and a mentor," she says. "He loved what he did." She thanked law enforcement and the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to ensure there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. Charlie Kirk's death is being treated as a political assassination. A photo of Kirk could be seen displayed on her podium, with the caption, "May Charlie be received into the merciful arms of Jesus, our loving Savior." Charlie said if he ever ran for office, his top priority would be to revive the American family. "That was his priority," Erika Kirk said. "Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America," she added before describing some of her husband's hobbies, and his favorite sports teams. "Go Ducks," she said with a smile, referring to the Oregon University sports team, adding that he would want her to say that because they play this weekend. "But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me. With all his heart. And he made sure I knew that every day." She went on to call him a perfect father, weeping throughout her comments. In one particular heart-wrenching section of her speech, Erika said she doesn't remember the last time she slept. She shared a story about the couple's daughter, whom they referred to as Gigi, when she ran into her arms the night before. "Where's Daddy?" Gigi asked. "What do you tell a 3-year-old?" she said. "Baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus. He can afford your blueberry budget," Erika said. Wearing a cross necklace, she focused on her Christian faith, quoting a verse from the Bible. "Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." She praised God and said he is incredibly good. She pledged Charlie Kirk's message will continue and that the planned campus tour to U.S. universities would keep going, as will the podcast he hosted. Erika then addressed the killer directly. "You have no idea the fire that you ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echoes around the world like a battle cry." She pledged to her late husband that she would never let his legacy die. "In a world filled with chaos, doubt and uncertainty, my husband's voice will remain," she promised. Before concluding, she addressed Charlie directly, saying, "I can't wait to see you again one day." Erika had last been seen on Thursday when her husband's casket arrived in his home state of Arizona aboard Air Force Two as Vice President J.D. Vance honored the conservative activist with a final flight. Vance's wife, Usha, stepped off the plane alongside Erika. Both women wore black and sunglasses while the vice president was a few steps behind in a dark suit. Vance helped carry Kirk's casket with a group of uniformed service members as it was loaded onto the plane. Tyler James Robinson, 22, of Washington, Utah, was arrested on suspicion of aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily harm, and obstruction of justice, all felonies, according to a probable cause statement filed in court and released Friday. A judge ordered that he be held without bail. Robinson is registered to vote but is not affiliated with a political party, according to Utah state records. The break in the case came after a family member of Robinson reached out to a family friend with information that Robinson had confessed or implied involvement in the shooting, Utah Governor Spencer Cox told reporters on Friday, shortly after Robinson was taken into custody. Cox said it is believed that Robinson acted alone. Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.